We'll dive into what credit score is needed for Klarna and how to improve your chances of getting approved quickly. Klarna is a popular buy now, pay later service that lets you split your purchases into manageable payments, but not everyone gets approved. Your credit score plays a big role in this decision, and understanding the requirements can help you plan better. Klarna uses both soft and hard credit checks, depending on the payment option you choose. For example, their Pay in 4 option usually requires a soft check, which doesn't affect your credit score, while their financing plan may involve a hard pull. Knowing how Klarna evaluates your credit can save you from unnecessary rejections. In this video, we'll break down Klarna's credit score requirements, how their approval process works, and actionable tips to improve your chances. If you've been wondering whether your credit score is enough for Klarna or how to boost your approval odds, stick around until the end. Klarna offers different payment plans, and each one has different credit requirements. The most popular is Pay in 4, where you split the total cost into 4 interest-free payments. For this option, Klarna usually doesn't require a high credit score. Even those with scores in the low 600s often get approved. However, if you're looking at Klarna's financing option, where you can spread payments over 6 to 36 months, the credit check is more rigorous. This plan might require a credit score of at least 640 to 700, depending on the purchase size and your credit history. Klarna wants to see that you've managed credit responsibly in the past. For the Pay Now or Pay Later in 30 days options, the credit score requirements are more flexible. Klarna focuses on your recent payment behavior with them rather than your overall credit score. Still, having a score above 600 generally increases your approval chances across all options. While Klarna doesn't publicly disclose a strict minimum credit score, most users report needing at least a 600 to 640 for consistent approvals. For Pay in 4 and Pay Later options, people with scores as low as 580 have been approved, especially if they have a positive payment history with Klarna. However, for Klarna financing, the bar is higher. You'll likely need a score closer to 700 to qualify for larger purchases or longer repayment terms. Klarna also looks at factors like your debt-to-income ratio and any recent negative marks on your credit report. It's important to note that Klarna's approval process is dynamic. Even if your credit score is below 600, you might still get approved for smaller purchases or if you've successfully used Klarna before. On the flip side, even people with good credit can be denied if they have too many recent credit inquiries. Klarna uses both soft and hard credit checks depending on the payment option. A soft check happens when you choose options like Pay in 4 or Pay Later in 30 days. This doesn't affect your credit score and is more about verifying your identity and assessing basic financial stability. For financing plans, Klarna runs a hard credit check, which can temporarily lower your credit score by a few points. This check gives Klarna a deeper look into your credit history, payment habits, and outstanding debts. It's similar to applying for a credit card or loan. Even if Klarna runs a soft check, they still consider factors beyond just your credit score. They'll look at your previous transaction history with Klarna, how much you're trying to spend, and whether you've missed payments with other lenders. Understanding this can help you strategize your application. While credit score is important, Klarna evaluates other factors when deciding on approval. One key element is your payment history with Klarna. If you've used Klarna before and consistently made payments on time, your chances of approval are higher, even if your credit score isn't perfect. Klarna also considers your current financial obligations. If you have a lot of outstanding debt or recent delinquencies, this could hurt your chances, regardless of your score. Klarna wants to see that you're not overextended financially. Lastly, the size of your purchase plays a role. Smaller transactions are easier to get approved for, especially with lower credit scores. If you're new to Klarna or have a lower score, start with smaller purchases to build trust before attempting larger ones. If you're worried about getting approved, there are steps you can take to improve your odds. First, pay off existing debts where possible. Reducing your credit utilization, how much credit you're using compared to your limit, can boost your score quickly. Review your credit report for errors. Sometimes, inaccurate negative marks can drag down your score. Disputing and correcting these can make a big difference. Use free tools like Credit Karma or annualcreditreport.com to monitor your credit. Lastly, start with small Klarna purchases. Successfully repaying these builds your payment history with Klarna, increasing your chances of approval for bigger purchases in the future. Over time, this can help you qualify for better payment plans, even if your credit score isn't perfect. If you get denied, don't panic. First, Klarna will usually send you a message explaining why you weren't approved. Common reasons include insufficient credit history, high outstanding debts, or too many recent credit applications. Check your credit report to see if there's anything you can fix, like high credit card balances or errors. If you find any inaccuracies, dispute them as soon as possible. Also, consider reducing the size of your purchase or opting for a different Klarna payment plan that requires a softer credit check. Finally, wait before reapplying. Too many applications in a short period can hurt your chances. Give it at least 30 days. Work on improving your credit and try again with a smaller purchase to increase your likelihood of success. Klarna isn't the only player in the buy now, pay later space. Competitors like Afterpay, Affirm, and Sezzle have different credit score requirements and approval processes. For example, Afterpay often doesn't check credit at all, making it easier for people with lower scores to get approved. Affirm, on the other hand, tends to require a higher credit score, similar to Klarna's financing options. However, Affirm provides more transparency about their approval process and often reports to credit bureaus, which can help build your credit if managed well. Knowing the differences between these services can help you choose the right one for your needs. If Klarna denies you, one of these alternatives might be a better fit based on your credit profile and financial situation. For the most part, using Klarna won't affect your credit score, especially if you stick with the pay in 4 or pay later options, which only involve soft credit checks. However, financing plans can impact your score due to the hard credit inquiry and the fact that Klarna may report your payment activity to credit bureaus. If you miss payments on a Klarna financing plan, this can negatively affect your credit score. On the flip side, making payments on time can help build a positive credit history if Klarna reports to credit agencies in your region. Even though pay in 4 doesn't usually affect your score, consistently paying on time can still build trust with Klarna, increasing your chances of approval for larger purchases or more flexible payment options down the line. To wrap up, here are some quick, actionable tips to boost your Klarna approval odds. First, keep your credit utilization below 30%. This means using less than a third of your available credit, which signals to lenders that you're managing credit responsibly. Second, make sure all your bills are paid on time, including non-credit accounts like utilities and phone bills. Even if these aren't reported to credit bureaus, Klarna may consider your overall payment behavior when making approval decisions. Lastly, start small. Use Klarna for minor purchases to build a positive payment history. Over time, this can improve your chances of approval for larger transactions, even if your credit score isn't perfect. With these strategies, you'll be well on your way to using Klarna without any hiccups.